According to Henry Ford, coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. In group dynamics, we will about to explore the influential actions, processes, and changes that occur within and between groups over time, and also we will deal the scientific study of those processes. It also deals with the attitudes and behavioral patterns of a group, and with that, it can be used as a means for problem solving, teamwork, and to become more innovative and productive as an organization.
According to McDavid, a group is an organized system of more individuals who are related to one another so that it performs some functions. It has a standard of role relationship and has a set of norms that regulate the function of the group.
When researchers study a group, they must go beyond its unique qualities to consider characteristics that appear with consistency in most groups. And with that, we have the 5 characteristics of groups. Let us discuss the first one, which is the interaction. Robert F. Bales was so curious about what do people do when they were in groups, and with that, he performed a lot of observations and experiments in his laboratory. The result of his observation is that group interactions varied. He found out that members exchange their ideas, having communication, and they even have arguments. They fix it and made crucial decisions. As a whole, they work together to accomplish a goal. But we should remember that it varies just like human behavior. Basically speaking, it focuses on what group members actually do. In relation to this, it has 2 basic types discussed also in Bell's Interaction Process Analysis or IPA. The first one is relationship interaction or the socio-emotional interaction that pertains to the interpersonal social side of group life. Actions performed by group members that relate to or influence the emotional and interpersonal bonds within the group. It includes both positive actions, just like for example, social support and consideration, and negative actions which are criticism and conflicts. Task interaction, in contrast, includes all group behavior that is focused principally on the group's work, projects, plans, and goals. It means that it has a narrow focus on the group's tasks and goals.
The second one is goal. Group exists because it has a purpose. Example of this can be team works really hard to win a competition. Another is a group of students reviewed their lesson to get high grades or to pass the examinations. It only says that the members of the group are united in their pursuit of common goals. They collaborate, solve problems, innovate products, share their ideas, and even ensure each member's safety. That is the reason behind most of the world's work and crops were done by groups. In relation to that, Joseph E. Marquardt's 1984 circumplex model of groups thus brings order to the many goal-related activities that groups undertake. It consists of 4 basic group goals: generating ideas or plans, choosing a solution, negotiating a solution to a conflict, and executing a performing task.
They said that when people join groups, they soon discover that they are no longer masters of their own fate. For example, if one can fulfill her personal task skillfully, but if other staff fail, then he or she fails as well. In such situations, members are obligated or responsible to other group members, for they provide each other with support and assistance. This interdependence means that members depend on one another. Their outcomes, actions, thoughts, feelings, and experiences are determined in part by others in a group. Interdependent result when the outcomes of one or more groups are determined in part by other group members. Influence is sometimes mutual and reciprocal, which means all members influence one another, but influence can be unilateral as when a leader influences other but is not influenced by them. More typically, influence is reciprocal but unequal, which means a leader influence over follower is substantially greater than followers' influence on the leader. In some cases, influence is sequential, as when A influences B who influences C.
Group members are connected in organized and predictable patterns that can be used to determine the kinds of actions that are permitted or condemned. They play a vital role in dynamic processes. Rules are the general behaviors expected of people who occupy different positions within the group. It means that each member of the group has their own duty and responsibility that need to be fulfilled. The role of the leader is different from the role of the members. Group members' actions and interactions are influenced by the group's norms or the consensual standards. It is an informal guidelines of behavior and a code of conduct that provides some order and conformity to group activities and operations. These rules are expected to be followed by all the group members. Best examples of this includes code of dress for meeting or being on time for the meetings, and behaving in a predictable manner both within and outside the group meetings.
We usually view group as a unified whole. It means that each member of the group banded or joined together, of course with boundaries, so that quality of groupness or solidarity is determined by group cohesion. One of its best examples is in the field of physics. The molecular integrity of matter is known as cohesiveness. When matter is cohesive, the particles that constitute it bond together so tightly that they resist any competing attractions. But when matter is not cohesive, it tends to disintegrate over time as the particles drift away or adhere to some other nearby object, which is very similar in human groups. Cohesion is the integrity, solidarity, and unity of a group. All groups require cohesiveness, and if it is missing, the group will disintegrate. For example, a group of friends may be very cohesive just because they enjoy spending time together regardless of whether or not they share similar goals. Conversely, a hockey team may be very cohesive without liking each other personally because the players strongly pursue a common objective. Entitativity is related to groupness. It is proposed by Donald Campbell. It is how unified the group appears to be to the perceiver, meaning it is in the eye of the beholder. It is influenced by one common fate. It tells whether if individuals experience the same or interrelated outcomes. The second one is similarity. If the individuals perform similar behaviors or resemble one another. And the last one is proximity. How close together are the individuals in the aggregation?
Each member of the group will share his or her greatest fears in life, their plans after college, and some lesson when it comes to love, family, and education. With that, we really learned a lot from each other. We learned that we have similarities when it comes to our greatest fears. Losing someone we love is one of them. It is very hard for us because we create bond and connection to the people that surrounds us.
When it comes to plans after college, we have differences. Some of us have plans already. Some are still exploring for more opportunities that will come their way. Furthermore, we have different views when it comes to love, family, and education. And from all responses that we gain from each member, it helps us to strengthen our connection.
From the activity that we accomplish, we learn each other's differences and perceptions in different concepts. Even though we have different views, still that will make our group unique and bonded.